Vanny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Zedos Game podcast. I am Joseph Buchanan. Joining me today is
Salmon. How you doing?
And also joining me is
Sacha.
Yes.
I'm joining you.
Okay.
Awkward pause.
No, the way you said your name sounded like you were on.
Yeah, you just said Sacha.
Sacha.
So he's the main man of Sacha Allari Productions. He's producing something as we speak. But let's get straight into talking films. Let's do this, guys. Okay, so first story. Oh, we can't talk about Injustice because that's not film. Creed 2. Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2. Do you think that's just hitting the marks a little bit with trying to cast Ivan Drago? Because I originally thought it was just going to be Ivan Drago coming back to fight him, or
how much of a robot did the Soviets make him?
Well, no, I mean, because if Rocky could come back in Rocky Balboa,
yeah,
he can come back in Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that's what the story was going to be. I thought it was going to be Ivan Drago saying, "Yeah, so what? I killed your father. You want to fight me? Okay, let's do this."
You just want to see Lundgren in the ring, right?
I don't particularly care if he's in it or not, but that's what I thought I was getting.
Oh, okay.
And so he still could be in the ring, to be honest, but having his, I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's too on the nose. It's my son against your son. You killed my father. I mean, if it harkens back to the 80s film,
yeah,
in the same manner, because it was so it was Rocky for such of its time.
Yeah, it's
a feel good. It's kind of a feel good film, in the sense that it's it's got all of these 80s-isms in them.
Maybe it's because you look back at it and think they're 80s, and maybe at that time it was just a fashion of making movies, man.
I mean, I can watch Back to the Future and not find it in the same vein. It still holds up as an actual film, but if you watch Rocky 4, it's a particular type of film. It has a particular type of cheese that you can't replicate today. You can try and replicate today. We were talking about it earlier, that Conrad, that Amazon show that
Conrad Detective.
Yeah, so in that style of vein, because it's so corny, it's funny.
True, but see, it was made for no, that's the wrong thing to say. I was going to say made for the era. It wasn't. It was in that era. There were parts of society that was the norm. Yeah, and it's not the norm anymore. Not only that, it's sort of alien to us now because it doesn't exist anymore. So that's why we find it funny and more attached to the 80s. Yeah. Because that was the time that existed and no longer does. Yeah. And it's again, if they bring back the who did the Vince DiCola, if they bring him back to do the soundtrack for Creed 2, I'm in. I'm all in because you've got all the elements there now. Yeah. You got Rocky back. You've got Ivan Drago. You got the music from the Rocky films that sounds like Transformers. Yeah. That's it's Sylvester Stallone writing this, right?
You're writing and directing.
So yeah, it's going to be a good film then. Because I trust. If there's anything I trust Stallone with, it's Rocky.
Yeah, well, I think this is the thing though. I think after Balboa, he wasn't going to take the character anywhere. But you got to really thank Ryan Coolidge for this.
Ryan Coogler.
Coogler, sorry, I thought it was Coolidge. Coogler.
I love it.
Yeah. You got to really thank that guy because he's the guy that rejuvenated the franchise with the spin-off that was Creed. It's now its own franchise in itself because Creed was a pretty well done movie, and it was basically Rocky 5 just done properly. You know what I mean?
Can you do me a favour? Can you move that forward?
What, move this forward? What?
No, the whole thing.
The whole thing, like that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sure. Yeah. And yeah, man, I mean, Ryan Coogler. Like he's with the Marvel guys now with Black Panther. I know he's got another project with Michael B. Jordan after this. I hope he's back as like a producer or something, and he gets to do another one of these.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, he basically
he made Rocky relevant again.
Yeah, exactly. I'd hate to like lose him from the franchise, but at the same time, if anyone's going to direct anything to do with boxing and have it be connected to the Rocky world, Stallone is the best possible choice. I mean, he directed all of them bar 2 of them, so well, 3 of them now if you count Creed. So yeah.
So again, they're casting for this for young robot.
Yeah, right. Who should play young robot?
I don't know. Any white guy, Russian,
white Russian,
big white Russian,
a white Russian.
Take your pick, man. Not that that's a slant. I'm not trying to make a statement about that, but he's a good-looking white guy who is muscly, who can box the crap at you. I'm sure there's loads. You could find lots of.
But the question is.
Candidates.
Unlike candidates. So the question is like the thing about Rocky and what was his name again?
Ivan Drago.
Drago, yeah.
Drago.
See, Drago was more of a machine boxer, right? But if you look at Creed, the new guys aren't machine boxers. They're more characters.
Yeah.
So, are we looking for a machine boxer? Or are we looking for a character? And that. View that the actor may be a little different, not a 7-foot tall wall.
Yeah.
Of muscle, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting if they went back to that because that's something I don't think
fans would hate.
Say again.
Fans would hate. That would something the fans might like.
Maybe. I don't know. It's really hard to tell right now. Because I didn't think they would go that way with it, to be honest. But
we still don't.
Well, no. It's not. I just didn't think they'll go in that direction with bringing back. Well, with bringing back Ivan Drago and him fighting his kid. That's I don't know. That's a bit too on the nose for me. But again, if anyone can write a good story out of it, it's Stallone.
I want to see where they go with that cancer thing.
I'm sure he'll go all the way with that. I doubt that he'll. If he does survive this Rocky film, then he'll die in the next one.
Yeah. But how many Creeds do we have left in this franchise? Do you think
one more?
You think it'll be 3, or do you think it'll be something that Michael B. Jordan can go back to throughout his career, the same way Sylvester Stallone has? For Rocky for a new generation?
No, because I've seen him do other things.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this guy would like to.
I think there's 3 in them.
Right.
There's at least 3.
You want to go 5?
No, because I think if they do make it to 3, that will bring Rocky's story to a close, and then it's over.
Right. You think the franchise is dead the minute we take out Balboa?
I don't think it's dead, but I think that arc, because these films are about Rocky. No matter how.
Well,
no matter how you look at them, they're all about Rocky.
Creed kind of more or less proved that it wasn't just about Rocky. I think young Adonis Creed has a few more about him in the pipe. I know Rocky has always been about Rocky. Well, that's the whole point of doing this film, making it its own franchise, which it clearly is.
Yeah.
You know, can it survive without Stallone? That's what I'm. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not sure. I think Stallone's going to be till the end of the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's why it makes more sense that
yeah,
the cancer will take him, and at the end of next one, not this one.
Yeah.
Well, we all are obviously speculating.
How many did
How
many did Paulie live up to? 4?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm going by. When did Paulie die?
I think it was 3.
No, it was 3 because remember he tells him not to fight. B.A. Baracus.
But no, I think it's because this is very much a Stallone thing, really. Because I mean, think about it. He hasn't been able to do anything for a while, and then he started doing the Expendables. Now he's brought back the Rocky, brought it back.
Yeah,
obviously. So it's very much his thing. It's his little baby.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been reading more of this article, and there's a guy that actually he actually made a whole audition tape for it.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? I can't find his name here.
Well, never mind then.
Well, anyway,
what does it say?
There's someone that there's no video for it, but there's someone's put up a video. No, someone's passed on a video to the Creed 2 producers, whoever that may be, and we're looking at a picture of it now, folks, and it does look angry. But yeah.
No, I mean the guy looks in a good shape. The thing is, there's probably thousands of other people have done the same thing.
Yeah. The
question is, well, we wouldn't really know, would we, until the end?
Probably not.
Until the end.
But yeah, well, that's any more news on that. We will talk about it. Okay. Okay, so this goes back to a week or so ago when that, I think, no, was it this week? Anyway, the whole Disney Fox thing. Disney made a move to maybe talk to buy the film arc of Fox, film and TV arc, and Fox will just concentrate on sport and is it just sport and news?
Sport.
Yeah. News and sport, really, and entertainment channels. But was Disney the one who, walked up to Fox and to chat about it, or did the Fox people went and pitched to them?
I'm not sure who approached who. Let me read more of this. According to CBS report, the only major piece of the 21st Century Fox Entertainment operation that Disney would be buying is a deal to go that goes through would be actually Fox Broadcast Network. Disney already owns ABC and therefore cannot also own another broadcast network due to FCC regulations. Disney would also not be buying any of the Fox cable news or sports channels, the latter due to worries that combining them with Disney-owned ESPN could be seen as a violation of antitrust rules.
But that I don't think that actually falls into this anyway, because I don't think Fox were actually putting their sports or news networks on sale. I think it was more of the division of production rather than broadcasting.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of noise there, but I think what it has done is it has gotten the Fox shares to jump.
Yeah, I mean, one of my friends, Colin, he sent me some information about this a couple of days ago, saying that the one interesting piece of news on this is that because because Disney approached Fox and it fell apart. It's something to do. It's a loophole in the agreement when they sold the characters to Fox. The characters can actually come back to Marvel because they've approached them. Maybe you should just find the.
Are you talking about can they be bought back or can they be used for other projects?
Okay, well, I'll read it now. Apparently, the original deal Marvel made in the late 90s was that the studio cannot sell the movie rights on their own.
Yeah, that would be right. So, say if Paramount went to buy Fox, or another company went and bought Fox, they would not be getting those Marvel characters because the original agreement was that those films be made under 20th Century Fox. So Deadpool, X-Men, Fantastic Four, that goes all back to Disney. So
yeah, but see, if Disney comes and buys it, doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't really matter at all. But then at the same time, if anyone else buys it, boom. But that's if they're a studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say if Apple buys Fox, they could technically still make more X-Men movies.
If they keep it underneath the Fox thing, but they probably wouldn't because Fox wouldn't allow their name to be used.
Yeah, so there's a lot of moving parts there, really. I mean, like, they would have to keep the 20th Century Fox banner to attain those rights. If a company outside a movie studio did that, if that makes sense. If Warner Brothers bought Fox, those rights are automatically back to Disney.
But the thing is, all that argument is mute because Fox would never sell its name. You understand? Whatever it would be an asset, what it calls sale.
Yeah.
So in other words, that whatever they sell is the production lines and at the studios and whatever catalog of properties they own underneath that banner.
Yeah.
And that will be on sale. So the name would not be on sale. They'll move off with that.
That's really funny though that you should mention that. Like most IPs, it's an IP. I'm surprised if they want to shift that movie studio equity already. I'm surprised they haven't sold back those IPs back to Disney because they would want to make money out of it. Within this acquisitions, because if anyone else buys it now, those IPs are gone. You know what I mean? They may as well make money. Fine, here's your shit back.
Well, considering, I assume that their stock has gone up, and that's probably what they wanted out of this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who leaked this news, because it wasn't supposed to be general knowledge.
Yeah.
Or public knowledge, and so whoever leaked it did it for that spike, I guess. And
at the same time, though, on the subject of these characters going back to Disney, are you in the camp of, do you want to see the X-Men back at Disney, or do you like what Fox have done?
That's not what bothers me about it. What bothers me about this whole thing is that it makes the industry smaller.
Yeah.
Therefore, less things are made.
Yeah.
There's less competition. Therefore, Disney will be able to dictate to you how and where you see your films or these particular films.
Yeah,
they could just shelve a whole load of stuff. Yeah, you're not going to see this again.
Yeah, you have to own Disney streaming services to watch this shit.
Yeah, and that was my when I saw that.
Yeah.
And so it seems that everyone. The film is. I don't know what's going on in the film industry, but there's a definite shift going on.
Yeah, totally.
No, the shift is definitely going on, and the reason behind it is it's because a lot of what are called projects that are coming in. They are coming in with massive budgets, and in the last 2 years, these massive budgets have been spent and not have been profitable. They
especially this year.
And then you have a ton of these studios who have been going around buying out small studios in order for them to gain their properties and gain what are called the people that are working in them. So they are resources. Now they become giants, and because of that, they have become these big things that they're moving slowly, and all these studios are doing other businesses as well. And when they lose out of one business, they also lose out of the other business because the profits from the other business are pumped into this one to keep it alive. And while you both were discussing that, I just read the full report on the Disney Fox thing. It was basically that. It was the fact that the Disney and them had a chat, and they wasn't approached by the Disney, as this report says, but they haven't really talked about anything. They just basically pitched this idea.
Yeah.
And the idea was basically acquiring the studio, 21st Century Fox and 20th Century Fox. They're basically the same studio because they just changed the names of
because of this turn of the
and
century.
Ancillary media, including some TV assets, but obviously, like we were talking about, not the news nor the sports, because they want to keep it. And this would allow this what I call Marvel Studios, Disney owned, to get their Fox's X-Men and Fantastic Four franchises back, but also get Futurama and Simpsons.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ!
And that is a big franchise. You have to remember. But Disney has revealed that it would like to launch its own direct consumer, or what it calls streaming service itself.
Get Archer as well.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Freaking hell! So it would get Archer, it would get Family Guy, it would get Bob's Burgers, it would get
See, but you're also missing this thing. Let me just finish this thought and this report.
Sure.
Is the fact that because they want to launch its own streaming services.
Right.
So you have the content of Marvel and you have the content of Disney, right? But once you bring in Fox, which has been working for a very long time, has a massive catalog of proper back library, then you automatically gain to a library that you can launch on your own streaming service without paying a penny extra. You already paid for it.
I guarantee. I'm calling it right now. If they do buy Fox, they do end up buying Fox. Springfield will officially be a real place down in Florida. It'll be right next to Star Wars Land. Just saying. You're going to have Marge. Think about it. They're going to have all those characters, people dressed as those characters, walking up and down Springfield. They'd make it exactly how it is in the cartoon. People will lose their minds.
True. I finished this before I should have read the rest of the story.
Yeah.
There are the two other things in there, which I should have mentioned as well. Avatar.
Oh yeah.
And all the ones that are coming up.
And Aliens.
Aliens and Planet of the
franchise
Apes.
even. Planet
And
of the Apes.
also, Fox owns Hulu. 30% of it.
Wow. Okay, so they get everything on their
Yeah,
streaming
so
service as
this
well.
is not a small thing. This is a good business move. I think this is what I call strategic move in order not only to get content from the backlog, but future content that is already coming up, and then know that could potentially be not a billion $1 billion profit, but a multi-billion profit that Fox has already spent on.
Yeah.
You know? And we all know Fox is interested in Sky. Maybe this could help them out in that venture.
There's a lot of things there's a lot of pieces that need to fit at the same time for any of this.
There's like a lot of pros and cons there, but some of the potential stuff on some of the pros, wow.
But technically, the thing is over here, the potential stuff can be a lot, but Fox selling, it's all actually can help them out a lot because I've read a report saying that, for example, Sky and other Fox channels aren't exactly bringing in massive amount of profit. They're actually running loss. It's their studios and everything else that bring in profit. Right. If they want to keep that business, stick with it. And if this, what I call report about their strategy of focusing more on sports and news, then they need to cut losses elsewhere. I mean, the last 4 or 5 movies, big movies they've done in the last 3-4 years, has lost millions.
Yeah, like look at Independence Day, Resurgence. Wow.
And your Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And your bunch of others, really.
Yeah. But saying that though, I mean, the Apes franchise has gone from strength to strength.
It has.
That has. You've got Avatar. You know what? Avatar's coming out, and who knows? It'll make all the money. It'll make big business.
No, true. But the thing is, you've already see, Apes has done well for itself.
Yeah.
It hasn't done so well that it plugged the hole of all the millions lost before.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they may have gone green on the sheets this year. But the amount of money they've lost in the last few years hasn't really made that up. Because the thing is, you have to also be well aware that none of these movies are just, solely financed by the studios. They do bring a lot of other people in. And they need to pay them as well.
Yeah, this is... I mean, the games industry is going through something very similar to to this as well. But yeah, that's a story for another time. I'm going to move it on because you'll be surprised how long we've been talking about this.
Oh
wow. Okay, well that's more. If anything develops in that, we'll talk about it. Obviously,
it's just a rumor right now. So I mean, not a rumor, but it's barely.
Yeah, it's barely
up in a story.
It's up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about J.K. Simmons.
Ooh, I like him.
Okay, so J.K. Simmons has said that he would like to reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man universe, which is something I'm got a big 2 thumbs up with. He owns that character.
He does. Yeah. He does very much so. You know what though? Spider-Man 2. There's not a director's cut, but there was a special edition that came out on DVD, which I have. And you know what? One of the deleted scenes that is now in the special edition, he's got Spider-Man's suit. Like, he owns Spider-Man's suit.
And he puts it on, right?
No, yeah, they catch him putting it on and he's like doing this in the office. It is hilarious. It is such a laugh out loud moment that he says it's his suit. And then, and it plays into the joke later on in the movie when Spider-Man takes his suit and he goes nuts and he goes, he stole my suit. Not he took the suit back, just he stole my suit and he goes apeshit. You know what though? I love J.K. Simmons in this role. Even in Spider-Man 3. I know a lot of people didn't like Spider-Man 3, but he fucking stole the show.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
That film made a lot of money, so a lot of people liked Spider-Man 3.
Well, it's the one out of the Raimi ones people like the least. I didn't have a problem with it personally. I get why people didn't like it because they did shortchange Venom in the biggest way, and they killed him off like a little bitch, which should never have happened. But aside from he's always been perfect in these films, man. He was born for the role. I remember when they casted him, it's no secret, I'm the biggest Spider-Man fan, but when they casted him, I remember looking at a picture of him just thinking, this bald guy is is Jonah Jameson, and I thought that's how he'd look like in the movie. So I was like, fuck this movie. And I was like, I was scared of watching Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is the film I've been waiting my whole life to see. Like, literally, comic book film-wise, okay? No word of a lie. I like that film so much, I turned around to my mate Dan Addison and said, film of the year. And he goes, no, mate, fucking Attack of the Clones, that's going to be fucking well good. I'm like, shut up, Dan. Shut up, Dan.
No, it was great. It was good. I mean,
it was so
there
good.
were short bursts of him. That was the thing. But you looked forward to those short bursts. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It was hilarity, and as simple as that.
But, you know what? They don't... Look, realistically, who knows what Marvel Studios are going to do with the next incarnation of J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, if they cast someone else, I trust their judgment in who they get because they always make it work. But that is a tough act to follow, my friend.
But
and if he's still interested in doing it, Kevin Feige, please, we want him. We want him. Hell, he even voiced him on the Disney animated version.
Well, the thing is, people have short memories, and
yeah,
I mean that was years ago. I mean, you had a brand new Spider-Man in between that,
and he's Commissioner Gordon now.
That's true.
He's Commissioner Gordon.
Well, let me give you. Let's go to his statement. So he says, "I never say never. I mean, obviously I had an amazing time with Sam Raimi on these movies and Tobey Maguire and everybody. That was a great time and a huge for my career and my life, and just pure fun. If there were an opportunity to revisit that, I don't know. Thought, how old is Spider-Man going to be if J. Jonah Jameson is this old? He doesn't know. So yeah,
that's another thing because he is young. Are they going to show him in work in college next time or what?
No, he's still in high school.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if he's going to be around, is he?
Well, no.
I mean, he exists, but he's not
on screen yet.
Yeah. And so, but if that would be the biggest surprise to me if they just kept it secret and then he just shows up.
And yeah.
that would be brilliant. That would be like an oh yes moment in the screen. Like, oh yes. But I'm up for him playing it again, and he can easily do both. I mean, Ben Affleck has done the same, and I'm sure there's a couple of others that I'm not remembering. Oh, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds, and who's the Human Torch?
Oh yeah, Chris Pine.
No,
not Chris Pine.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Man, if they ever did get Fantastic Four back at Marvel, I would have loved to have seen the Human Torch and Captain America give like an exchange. Passing of the torch, pun intended.
I don't know. I like to watch all the Marvel vertical movies with Deadpool just basically pooing through it. Just going around stabbing everybody.
All right. Well, if anything comes out of that, I'm sure we'll hear about it. Transformers now.
Hey.
I'm not going to take too long on this.
Bumblebee.
So yeah, there's a logo of the Bumblebee movie, which looks exactly how you'd think it would look.
Unfortunately for me now, because I kept on reading it as Bumblebee.
That's going to be the funny thing about it. Hey,
well, you know what? They got the old school 80s font from the action figure. Yay! I don't think that's going to save it.
No. There's such a big stink on Transformers right now. I didn't even see the last one.
Mate, seriously, the last one just seemed like a fireworks display.
It was awesome.
It was bad. It was a fireworks display.
It was so bad that I loved it.
Yeah, you loved it?
No, because the thing was, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't.
No one understood what was going on.
I really couldn't tell. And then, Anthony
Hopkins just showed up. And he thought he could kill Megatron.
Yeah.
He thought he could shoot him in the head.
It felt like he was on something.
You both are talking over each other.
Yeah, I know we are. No, I'm saying that it felt like he was on something because he felt so separate to everybody else.
Oh yeah, he was in another world, man. It's just that film was so fucking bad.
It was.
That's actually the worst movie of the year. That's two bad films I've mentioned, but no, seriously, Transformers. If there was a list of what was number one, Transformers is number one of the year, all-time worst piece of shit I've seen all year.
It was someone's cocaine dream.
Yeah, it was someone's cocaine
Not
dream.
Cocaine. Probably LSD.
It was someone's cocaine's dream. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say about it. Well, the logo's there. That really doesn't mean anything to the quality of the film. I just thought I report about it because it's there.
Yay!
Okay, so oh boy, we're getting into
the heavy stuff. Come on, let's start.
Heavy territory. Okay, we'll finish off with this then. Okay, so here's one. So Jason Momoa has teased the Crow reboot. Production is starting soon. Is Jason Momoa going to be the Crow?
Yes, that's correct.
That's going to be a mighty big, strong Crow.
Yeah.
Because it's very different from.
Well, build-wise, yes, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to break it down like this. The Crow is what? He's a rock star.
Yeah.
He's in a band and he dies. Look, if anyone that does, he looks and carries himself like a fucking rock star. So I like the casting of Jason Momoa.
I didn't say I hated it.
In fact, in my opinion, Jason Momoa at this point can't do no wrong. For me, I quite like Jason Momoa, but I'm still not keen on a Crow reboot. But then at the same time,
it's been long enough.
At the same time, when I say that, the Crow IP has been dragged through the mud and spat out and remade about 1 billion times. So bring it on, because I still got my Alex Proyas, Brandon Lee, the Crow, which is timeless and awesome. So just bring it, and it's just another one that just comes up. It is timeless.
No,
it is a very niche cult movie.
No, I love. Dude, I own both the copies downstairs.
Yeah.
But it's dated. It really is. I mean, I would have said Star Wars is dated until Lucas tinkered with it
Oh,
a little bit.
No. I'll still say Star Wars is still dated for simply one reason, is because...
But it looks good. That's the difference.
Now, people who have started watching Star Wars now, who have never seen it before, most of them still haven't seen the old one either.
Yeah.
And you can't really make them to go and watch them. It's because they just wouldn't. They simply like what is now, and they believe it, that this is theirs.
Yeah.
Because they will always, from now on, will identify Star Wars of this current movie film, and that's it.
Well, okay, so my only problem with this reboot is that the original one had such it had a really heavy goth feel to it.
Yeah.
If they keep that element to it, then I don't really mind. But
well, they have to. That's a big major
part of the
That's
Crow.
Out of the Crow.
I know.
That's the only way you identify Crow.
Well, no, I mean like off the comic book as well.
Oh.
Now, by what I heard recently, or when we reported the Crow thing, I think Obar, I've forgotten the author's name, the creator of the Crow, I think he's writing the screenplay on this. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, if he's involved in any capacity, it's going to stick with that as a factor, because you can't have the Crow and change it up. You know what I mean? From the gothic kind of, you know what I mean, heavy metal aspect to it. Mm-hmm. So that's a no-no if if they change that up. That's just instant. Yeah, this ain't the Crow. You know.
Well,
so,
again, with saying that, I did like the TV show because it was directly connected to the first film.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know a TV show existed.
Yeah, it came out in the late 90s.
Oh, okay.
And it was directly connected. The guy who played, I think it wasn't Vincent Price. That was the second film. Jason, Mark Dacascos. I think it was Mark Dacascos.
Oh yeah.
That played what was his name? Drebin.
Yeah. Eric Drebin.
Eric Draven. Sorry. Eric Draven is from Police Squad. That would be that would be an interesting film if it was Eric Draven. But yeah, anyway, it looks like production is starting on this soon. I hope they keep the same elements that they had or close enough to the original movie. But I mean, at the same time, it needs to move further along than what the original movie was, because it will never be the original movie.
True, but coming off that, what I call your statement that is dated, they could technically reinvent it. Because the thing is, how many people actually know The Crow now? Anybody who's born in the mid-90s wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
And this is back, you know. I mean, the mid-90s is not that far, long, what it called,
25
that long
years
ago,
ago,
but it's 25 years ago, you know, so it's still long enough. So, yeah, we have to see. As old consumers of this product, I'm quite sure we will have our 2 cents to say about it. But
yeah, and the thing is, there's certain things that have been rebooted and said, oh, okay, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with that. There's a film, like the Ghostbusters film that came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't really work.
Clearly not for me, because one, they tried to market it towards me, but it's not for me. It's for someone else. So and that did what it did.
I know. But the thing is, I actually had I was hoping for it to be a lot better, because I mean, I do like the actress.
Yeah.
But it fell short.
Yeah, it's because they were trying to shoe in. They're trying to get our generation to go back and watch it. If you're gonna do something, don't even call it Ghostbusters.
No, but the thing is, it was a lot more cornier than the original one.
Even the original was not corny. It's the original one. They're all awkward because they're just coming out of university and setting up a business.
Yeah, it wasn't a per se laugh out loud comedy movie in the sense that every line has to be a joke.
Yeah, it was 80s comedy. It was the way 80s comedies used to be. Used to be. Yeah, that's totally on the term. But
exactly.
it was crafted in a very different way to that newer movie was crafted as a franchise. It needs to be part of the franchise or part of a ongoing franchise that could be a possibility.
But it felt like they were trying too hard.
Yeah, of course they were, because they're trying to shoehorn all of these things in, like Gozer and Zor. I've not seen the film, but I got the gist of the trailer and what they were trying to do with it.
It was every other line was tried to be some sort of a zinger.
Yeah, and that's
a joke, and it felt
Ghostbusters was never really about that.
It was awkwardness. It was not only the lines, the dialogues, but the actual actions and the acting of the characters that were funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Falling over, doing this and that. It wasn't forceful. This felt very forceful, and
that first time they get the big job to go bust the ghost. That's what. Yeah, we know what we're doing. No, we don't. No. And that was the great mishap of that. It was like, hey, we haven't tested this stuff yet. How's it work? Oh, that's how it works. And that was you went through it with them. It was cool.
Exactly.
It was really cool. Anyway, Crow reboot coming soon. We'll see. Okay. Black Panther
is a scientist and a king.
Yeah. This isn't really a story topic, but I can talk about how excited I am for this film. It's.
Okay, I don't know when it's coming yet. Let me know when it's coming.
It's February. It comes out.
Okay.
It's coming off the heels of Thor Ragnarok, and so the main thing about this film is that it's majority black cast, and it's the
first time.
It's got Disney and Marvel on it, and so I'm fascinated to see how the world takes this film, because one of two things will happen then.
Yeah.
One, you'll see more films like this being made, or in the same kind of vein. Hey, we need an all black cast. What can we make that has a all black storyline? Or I don't know.
You're hoping what I'm at least hoping is that whenever an all black cast movie comes out, it automatically becomes a movie to be watched by just black people rather than anybody else, because there are tons of comedies come out every year, and it's marketed. And I have been to seen some of them. I have to admit I haven't seen all of them, but I do notice that other than me, there's hardly maybe a handful of the people who are not black.
Yeah,
and everybody else is. So this is an opportunity to get everybody to come and watch something. That has a different cast than they're used to.
Yeah, and
let's hope it works.
Yeah, I know it's a big gamble for Disney, and I'm actually encouraged by the fact that, you know what, let's put money into it, do it properly.
Yeah,
and they are doing it properly. I mean, this is the thing about Marvel as a brand in general. Like, look, Black Panther is one of their
giants.
No, he's not a giant. Huh? No, not in the comics. Okay, I'm just talking comics. Back in the day, it was just Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk. Then below that, Cap, and then Cap,
Iron Man.
And no, Iron Man wasn't there. You had Blade before Iron Man because of the movies. Before the movies, Blade wasn't there. But before that, then when the 90s happened and films started getting made before Marvel Studios, Blade moved up the ranks. Iron Man's still down there. Okay, he's only kind of known because of video games. You know, you bring a big fucking photon cannon gun, everyone knows who that guy is. You know? So there was an awareness for Iron Man.
And the cartoon.
Yeah, and the cartoon. There was an awareness for... Oh, sorry, I totally forgot. Fantastic Four was above Blade. How? They were above fucking Captain America. You know, that, regardless, everyone knew who the Fantastic Four was. Right. So, you know what I mean? Iron Man comes out. Iron Man's now... He's an A-lister. You know what I mean? Everyone knows Iron Man now. Cap's an A-lister. You know, and everyone knows who Captain America is. Thor's an A-lister. The Avengers is the brand now. Hulk has always been an A-lister. You know what I mean? Now, in terms of like Black Panther, never really been an A-lister. He's always been like an underground kind of thing. Like, don't get me wrong, like everyone that reads comic books know of the Black Panther. You know what I mean? First time I discovered Black Panther was in Fantastic Four. I was like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah.
But I mean, what was I going to say? The point I'm trying to make is Marvel have not gone wrong at this point. They've only had one flop, and that was the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything else, they're in it like this with Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Thor Ragnarok made the franchise like 15 billion. No, 15 million or 15 billion. Oh, I can't remember. A big amount of money. Okay, that's unheard of. It's the biggest. Now it's officially the biggest franchise. That's over Star Wars.
What's that?
Marvel.
No. What's made them money?
Marvel as a franchise.
Oh.
Marvel Studios.
Right, okay.
As a franchise. All of their films combined has made more money than Star Wars now.
No, my hope is...
But the point I'm trying to make is they can afford to take these risks. They can afford to make...
I don't see it as a risk.
Yeah.
The thing is, what happens is, whenever a all-black cast movie comes out, none of the studios would market them outside certain... markets.
Yeah.
So they'll come to Europe, so they'll only come to UK. They might go to Germany.
Yeah.
And they'll do it in the United States, but they won't go anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They make a lot of money, and the problem is they actually don't really make a lot of money. What happens is that they do really do well in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Well, mostly through, TV licensing and through, fake copies of movies being sold on the street, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Here, there's an opportunity of having a good story, good bunch of actors who are black, but market it to everybody.
Yeah,
at the same level as every other movie, and that can help their own industry to not focus on the movies that come out with majority black cast.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens. They come here, and they tend to be that the last stop to do is UK, and then they go home. And, they should be going anywhere else. Because, hey, the rest of the world is actually filled with people with color.
Yeah.
And they don't really go there.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think, as you said, I think things will change with this film. In a sense that they've put a big, heavy marketing push on it, which Disney always do anyway. But I'm just fascinated to see where it goes with that film in particular.
Goes up. Sorry.
No. So I agree with you. I want it. One, I'm sure it will be a good film. Two, I think people will be able to will understand a little bit more culturally where
the cultural significance where this.
Yeah, it's because I'm sure wired into this film is culture, a lot of culture. And I think that's what scares a lot of people around the world. I don't understand this culture, so I'm not going to watch that, or whatever. And so, if you can do that through a Marvel film, then it's got my vote. So let's see where that goes. All right. So I kind of missed this, so I've got to talk about it. So there's a picture of Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, or on a bit of merchandise anyway, and it's not really a picture, it's a rendition. So a rendition meaning a render, so it's not an actual picture, it's something that looks like him. Is this the picture you saw?
Yeah, that's the picture.
And I still stand by the fact that that picture, the rendering of that picture, looks like Nico Rosberg. Not like Nico Rosberg is a Formula 1 champion. I'm quite sure everybody would look at that and go, "Why is Nico Rosberg in front of Guardians of the Galaxy?" Actually, wait a minute. Go back up, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
That picture has Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I know. It's got all the Disney, Marvel
Disney,
stuff.
Marvel. That's what I was saying. It's like, why is Chewbacca next to Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, no.
That little confused me there.
Yeah.
Like, what happened there?
You got
it's a crossover,
there
man.
as well.
It's their first crossover.
You got a bit of Harry Potter going on there. Or sorry, not Harry Potter. Well, it is Harry Potter, but whatever that film is called, The Beasts of.
Wait a minute, I thought Harry Potter was done by Warner
Fantastic
Brothers.
Beasts of Winterfell. That's it.
Right. They're being done by Disney.
And some gnomes.
Okay.
whatever that film is. Anyway, it's not a great picture of him, but it's a glimpse of what it probably looks like. What were your remarks on it? Because I wasn't listening before.
Oh, okay. I just think it kind of looked like someone cosplaying as Han Solo.
You mean cosplaying as Harrison Ford?
Well, yeah.
As Han Solo.
Well,
because that's all it's ever going to be.
Yeah.
But,
until the movie comes out, until we see stuff, I mean, like, you know what? Since Ron Howard has taken over this thing,
he's turned the perception of the film around.
I mean, like, even I'm kind of like thinking, I wouldn't mind seeing that. So we'll have to see.
Sorry, I was looking.
Which somehow started looking at a leather jacket.
I mean, it doesn't look great, but doesn't look bad because of the rendition. But yeah, as you said, let's wait till the film comes out. And see. I'm sure we'll get a trailer because this film comes out in May. So
I reckon there'll be our first glimpse of it will be when episode 8 comes out. They'll probably have a trailer in front of that movie. Oh, you're saying
this is already filmed then?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just being casted.
Oh. No, it's all done.
No. There was a whole palaver over this.
No, but that's the thing. See, when he was chatting about the Black Panther, the marketing, I am not a person that actually goes online and looks at him. I usually see what's around me.
Oh yeah. When you start seeing it around you, that's when you know it's on full.
Exactly.
They're only just gearing up for it now.
When it comes to Black Panther, I've seen teasers.
Right.
And usually before I'm watching something stupid on YouTube.
Right.
I haven't actually seen a poster out yet, and that's the reason why I also thought this particular project, the Han Solo one, is in the works rather than that. So I'm hoping that the marketing's in your face by the time.
Yeah,
it will be.
Yeah.
I
think they've been
Black Panther and this.
They've been holding back because there's been a bit of controversy about the film.
Why is that?
We'll go on about it after the podcast because otherwise we'll be here forever. But what was I going to say? But yeah, the other thing is their marketing push is solely on what's coming out, which
they can't really confuse that.
Yeah, so they don't want to confuse it. But I reckon there'll be a trailer for it, our first official trailer in front of episode 8. I was going to say 9.
There's so many.
I keep pausing because I'm about to say 9, but I mean 8.
Okay, well, keeping on with Star Wars, there's a new TV show in development and another trilogy coming.
Yes.
Who's writing it?
Ryan Johnson's writing the trilogy and directing. They haven't specified what exactly. All we know is he's behind the new trilogy and he's directing at least one of them. No word on whether he's directing the other two. That bodes to me that Lucasfilm and Disney are very impressed with this new film coming out.
To give him a trilogy.
Yeah. And also that kind of makes me think, wow, you must really be a hardcore Star Wars fan if you have a story that spans across 3 films. You know what I mean?
What do you think it will be?
It could be anything. Here's the thing. This is what the fans want, and it's quite vocal. Everyone wants Knights of the Old Fucking Republic, okay? And the thing is...
Knights of the Old Fucking Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic, okay? But...
that will be a tough title to push out, isn't it?
But yeah, no...
I'm just thinking of the fact that Ryan Reynolds the other day tweeted also the fact that what would happen to Deadpool if it came out of Disney, you know? Oof. And your title over there.
Knights of the Old Fucking Republic. Yeah. That's an actual title, by the way, folks.
But I mean, you know, that's what the hardcore Star Wars fans want. They want to see. They want you to go back a millennia.
Do you think this has anything to do with Snoke and how old he is?
Maybe. We don't know. It could be in the future. It could be. It is
the future.
It could be around.
It could be the past of the future.
It could be anything. It could have Captain EO in it. I don't know.
Captain EO.
Captain EO.
What the hell's Captain EO?
I'm rooting for Captain EO to be a Star Wars story.
Oh, is that guy with
Michael
the funny
Jackson?
face?
No, the Michael Jackson thing.
Oh my god.
Never mind. All right. Let's move on. You just ruined it.
So these TV series that they're going to develop, is that the same thing that George Lucas was talking about years ago?
They haven't confirmed. They've just said they're doing a TV series. For those that
That's
don't know,
clearly going to be in the streaming.
George Lucas, before he sold the company, was working on a Star Wars TV series, live action, after Revenge of the Sith. The whole point of it was he wanted to reduce like filmmaking costs, because he wanted the TV show
to look exactly
how Revenge of the Sith did in terms of production value and stuff. So he was waiting for technology to get cheaper and cheaper, because they were developing the technology to get cheaper and cheaper to have, I don't know, CGI creatures and stuff in TV shows, which I think we're almost there.
No, we are there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are tons of shows now with lots. Actually, not tons. There's so many shows with so many CGI stuff now happening.
Yeah.
And I think it saves them quite a bit.
Yeah. So that's just it. And to be quite honest, most of that technology is down to Lucas trying to develop it for a show that never came out. And funnily enough, they've written in the Lucasfilm archives, one of the Star Trek writers, John Moore or something. This guy did Voyager and Deep Space Nine, and I think the later part of Next Generation as well. He got on board him, and he did Battlestar Galactica, the reboot as well. So he, George Lucas, and another TV writer, I'm not sure whether it was J.J. Abrams or someone else, they would hash ideas for the show, because Lucas hired them. Kind of thing, along with there was like something like 8 writers or something, and Lucas, and there's a famous interview with this guy, the Star Trek guy, and he was just like, he had some proper arguments about Darth Vader, basically, because obviously he saw the character one way, George Lucas saw it a completely different way, which this guy felt nobody saw. And then he'd have these arguments, and after arguments, he's like, I don't even know why I argued with him. He created the guy. it's like you know what I mean? And like, I think Dave Filoni was involved in the series as well, in terms of like spitballing stories. And Dave Filoni's mantra is, don't argue with George, just kind of like use the Jedi mind trick on George. So like, no, because that's how Dave Filoni works. He's like, okay, that's what you want to do, this is what I want to do, we need a middle ground here. Okay, and Filoni could always find a middle ground. It shows in Clone Wars, it definitely shows in Rebels. That's why Rebels is a better show. It's like, to be quite honest, if anyone needs to, I hope he has something to do with the new TV show, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Lucasfilm Animation, because Rebels is coming to a close. He's announced that that's his last animation. He's still with the company because he's now moved up. Lucasfilm are bringing not 1 but 2 new cartoons out after Rebels. I think they wanted to, he wanted to wrap it up because that's his baby, if that makes sense. And he didn't want it to go on longer with other people messing it up or whatnot. So he wanted to wrap it up with the season that's currently on now. He's getting promoted to the head of animation or something down at Lucasfilm. So he's overseeing whatever the next incarnation of Star Wars on the animation side is. And there's another cartoon as well. So there's 2 cartoons about to be announced, as well as the TV show. I'm assuming Filoni's probably going to have he already is part of the story group in terms of the movies and stuff. When they write the scripts, they get key people from Lucasfilm to look over the script, and they'll make suggestions and stuff. He's definitely in there, because a lot of the stuff that got taken out of The Force Awakens, like the different looks of Kylo Ren, funnily enough, ended up becoming what the Inquisitors look like. So, like, one of the Inquisitors in Season 2, he's an old Kylo Ren design kind of thing. And it's just really funny the way they reuse stuff or reshuffle stuff there. But, point I'm trying to make is George Lucas had, like, 5 season worth of TV content based on the character Saw Gerrera, who was shown in Rogue One, played by Forrest Whitaker. I'd love to see, after seeing what Saw Gerrera's like in Rebels,
I think, you should do a podcast just in Star Wars.
Well, I think we've done many of those. But I think Joe's nodded.
Come on.
But like fucking yeah.
I have
Anyway,
lost where you were starting and where we are now.
But I, there's a lot of in-betweens between what this TV show could be, what it could. It's definitely going to be on this streaming service. That's how they're going to sell it.
Oh yeah,
this TV show set between.
I'm just wondering if that title that you have on screen to be true. Barry Allen isn't called the Flash in Justice League.
Oh right, okay.
Because that does not make sense to me.
Okay, so just looking at an article, it says Barry Allen isn't called the Flash in Justice League. Jerry's just Barry at this point, and there's even a scene that was cut from the movie where he was going on and on and on trying to figure out who he should be, what he should call himself. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a superhero name yet. So right. I guess they've just gone that route with it.
Yet. Okay.
I mean, they haven't called Wonder Woman.
True.
So it's I think it's just that because
that's actually quite funny because I could picture that in the cartoons. Like obviously in the cartoons he's already the Flash, but because they're going for young Barry Allen, I'm assuming he's just become the Flash. So he's just like a fast moving thing.
You've seen the show, right? The TV show Flash.
Yeah, I've seen the TV show.
Even the Flash in that they took a few episodes before they actually started calling him Flash.
Yeah.
They kept him calling him the Blur and the Speedster. And
well, who named him? Was it Cisco?
I think
has to be Cisco. Cisco names everyone.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Well, that's the thing with Superman as well. He's not actually called Superman. It's Lois Lane that called him Superman.
Yeah.
And it's he's not even referred to as Superman. Even in the original, he's not referred to as Superman until halfway. Till like. Perry White was trying to ask him, "What's his name? What does he eat? Where does he go? I want to know what his name is." And
you mean in Action Comics?
No, I'm going back to the Donner movie.
Oh, right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that's the least corny version of Superman.
True.
As far, and even in Man of Steel, who calls him Superman at the end? It was right at the end that someone calls him Superman.
Somebody else calls him.
But so this Barry Allen being called Barry Allen, I guess is what you would have a progression of. Oh wait, he's kind of like he's gone in a Flash or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
It's coming out next week. Less than 5 days, we'll know.
On other news, Jessica Chastain definitely wants to join the It sequel as the grown-up Beverly, and so she does have a resemblance to her, as you can see here. Or not. We're looking at a picture of Jessica Chastain.
Our new flick comes out in a couple of weeks, right?
Say again?
Our new flick comes out in a couple of weeks, doesn't it? Or is it already out?
What film is that?
Something. I forget the name. That image is from that movie. The one we're looking at. That image is from that movie.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, right. Let me just have a look at it and I'll let you know in a second.
Looks like Jessica Chastain with a fake Idris Elba.
With a fake? No, that is Idris Elba.
I don't think it is.
It is. It's them two in that movie.
I don't know what that is then.
Alright, it comes...
it is Idris Elba, yeah. Molly's Game.
Molly's Game, that's it.
I think that already came out here.
Has it already?
Yeah. Already came out
then
here.
I missed it.
I could be wrong about that, but if it's a courtroom drama, then it's already come out here. Came out in the summer. Anyway, she's expressed interest to play Beverly in the It sequel when they're all grown-ups. Did you see It?
Which one?
The film It.
I did not know.
Come on, man.
Molly's Game comes out on Christmas, Boxing Day.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So
it comes out in America in January.
Oof.
So it's not even... Yeah, they'll be even later than us. No, I did not see it. Did you?
Yes.
And?
So
it's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
There's two people I know that don't like it.
Okay.
And those people are now been institutionalized. So,
but you two.
Oh no, one is one of my mates called Saeed, and another one called actually I'll keep her name out of it. But, yeah, they don't like the film. And what? It's a great film. It's a mix of Goonies and it.
Mix of Goonies.
Yeah,
a horror film. Like good.
No,
Okay.
that's the refreshing thing about it. It's like an adventure film.
Okay.
Yeah, and but it's just got horror elements added to it.
Okay.
And so people went into this film wanting a horror film, and it's not that film at all.
Okay.
That's the only
closest thing I'd say. Do you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, love Stranger Things.
Yeah, well, it's got that Stranger Things vibe.
All right.
So it's really good, man. It's really good. Have you seen the new Stranger Things?
I'm on episode 4.
Oh man,
3 down. Yeah.
He's never seen. Have you seen Summer season 1?
Yeah.
He hasn't seen. So don't mention Stranger Things.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is, man,
I think
you're
you
in for you're in for a treat. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just know that the girl wasn't supposed to be in this particular season, but they brought her back.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so we're not going to spend too much time on these next 2 stories, but they're quite potent because I really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So Ridley Scott is reshooting a few scenes in a film he's making called All the Money in the World, and in this film we have the actor Kevin Spacey in this role, and because of the allegations put on him. They've scrambled to, because this film's supposed to come out next month, and so
true, and they're keeping the date, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're keeping the date,
yeah.
And so Ridley Scott got on the phone to whoever needs to be involved. He got on the phone to Christopher Plummer and all the Mark Wahlberg, I believe, and a couple of the other actors that were involved in the scenes that Kevin Spacey's in, and they're all going to reshoot everything that to replace the scenes that he shot, and that's a major. That's major.
That's crazy.
It's pretty major. Once you think about what needs to be done, post-production wise, and setting up sets, we actually don't know how many scenes he's in. Actually,
he's actually only in 5 scenes.
Oh, okay, so there you go. So that's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
You've got to understand this. Well, actually, you guys speak.
No, you go. You
guys got to understand this. If Ridley Scott thinks it can be done, it can be done.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott has been in the business for XYZ amount of years. He's
XYZ
also
mean about 30, 40 years.
Yeah, exactly. But but not even that. Okay, one thing that, regardless what you think about Ridley Scott, about whether you like his movies or you don't, here's one thing the guy can do. He comes from a background of advertising filmmakers, okay, and independent film beforehand. This guy knows how to use a budget, knows how to think on his feet, and can improvise on how to get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he thinks it can happen, it will happen. If you guys ever read The Making of Blade Runner, the stuff that dude went through on Blade Runner, on the budget he had, and getting the look of the world with the limitations that he had, and he had a lot of stuff going on there. He had a nightmare, and he made it happen. He made it happen regardless of all the building blocks. When he says he can do it, and the fact that he's just like, yeah, it's going to be done. You know what I mean? And he's calm about it because he knows he's Ridley fucking Scott. It'll get done. There's not a doubt in my mind. And look, what I do think, to be quite honest, what I do think is kind of admirable of him is that, look, this guy was a jerk off. Okay, we're not canning the movie because all my people, because Ridley Scott's one of those directors where he has a set group of people that have worked on all of his films. So he's got mouths to feed, and that's literally what this is. And he's like, this film isn't getting shelved because those guys don't deserve, not me, but those guys that worked on this movie don't deserve to have this shelved and to not get the recognition and the pay that they deserve.
Yeah, no,
so
I don't think they had I don't think they had any opportunity to shelf it anyway because there's a set and they want to do it. Thing is, this helps them.
Yeah.
They buy goodwill from the people, from the fact that the moment what the atmosphere is, and they need to do right by them, and they're doing it, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And also creates a precedent for, future projects and all. And let's hope it's a brilliant project, a brilliant movie that's to watch. And this particular reshoot does nothing, but to help it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, in regards to Ridley Scott, I really hope it does well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like a 40 million budget as well, but we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do when it comes out, because I know after this one he was planning to do the next Alien.
Yeah, he still is.
Is he still 100% doing that?
Yeah, that's
good.
more or less greenlit.
That's good, because I was kind of, because of the reception of Covenant, I was kind of worried whether, because despite what anyone thinks about Alien, I don't want them to can it, because I want to see the completion of that story, especially with the way they left off Covenant. If you're telling me we're not getting any more Alien after that, I'll be pissed. I would be very upset, because
it'll be left on a forever cliffhanger.
Yeah, because and plus, it'll just bring distaste for whatever else they do with that franchise.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I just think let him finish that story and then do whatever they feel they need to do.
Money needs to be made in order for them to get.
We may as well go straight on into this then. Ridley Scott seems to think that the Alien franchise doesn't need the Alien anymore, and before anyone says anything, I'm inclined to agree with him, because what you can do with that, see, this this is a twofold thing here. When I got the Alien Covenant Blu-ray, and it showed all the visual effects or how the thing was made. It was part people in suit, part CG, and people were making perceptions. Oh, that's so CG. That's so CG. Everyone that said that the CG was CG isn't CG.
Yeah,
which made me laugh. That wow, everyone got it so wrong.
Yeah,
it will surprise you what is CG and what isn't. But anyway, because of the way the creature moves more animalistically now. In the older films, they don't really move that way, and so a lot of people said it doesn't really move. People are making things up in the sense that they think they know how the alien should move in a particular way, because that's the way they remember it, and I don't think that's the case.
No, I agree with you because particularly Alien doesn't move anywhere. If you think about all the Alien movies, you see it jump.
Yeah, at the last minute.
At the last minute.
Yeah.
It's always slowly hanging off something, climbing onto something, and jumping. There's no really movement of anything.
Yeah.
And it's probably because that giant suit, whoever was wearing, the poor bastard, I mean, he probably couldn't move, and there was no way to capture that, in an elegant way. Of that creature moving, so jumping and lurking, and that worked.
Yeah, you made did with what you had, and now you have a mixture of both. You can make something look. I mean, it's a creature, so I mean it in the film it works on its hind 2 feet, and it walks on its fours.
Exactly.
And so because we haven't seen it being filmed that way, it looks a little bit. I know to other people it looks a little weird, but to me I thought, okay, that looks fine. That looks absolutely awesome. I'll be scared of that thing.
Yeah. I think the problem is that people's imaginations are getting in the way with it, because people were. That's how powerful the movies were. That the people were imagining how the creatures are coming at them rather than what they were doing. At the same time, when it comes to the Alien movies, don't need Alien anymore. Does that mean that he's planning to do the big alien? What I mean to say, the guys, the masters.
Oh, the engineers.
Exactly. Because that's who I want to see.
Yeah, and he said when he does the next film, it's going to back end into the first Alien film, but you'll see the cataclysm that happens between that event and what we saw when Ripley comes to that planet. Exactly. So. I think what he's actually saying that he can't do anything more with that creature,
right?
Because he's done everything he can with that. He's more interested in talking the AI, and the engineers, and what the engineers hold dear to. Yeah. And I'm fascinated by that. Someone else can go off and do whatever Alien turns into.
Yeah.
If Blomkamp wants to go off and do his thing, that's cool. I'm more interested in, as far as I'm concerned, my definitive Alien films were Alien and Aliens, and so in a way he's right. You can't really. What I loved about Prometheus and Alien Covenant, it went into the more Prometheus went into the to another species and what they thought was they were so that far advanced that okay, we're going to spawn life here. We're either going to look after it or destroy it depending on what happens. And they were free to play around with life. And the black goo that they had, it's again going into the extras of Covenant. It's an algorithm. It whatever it touches, it will analyze its molecular structure and change it into its more into. You'll either get something random or change it into its. It will make it more effective in what it could be.
More efficient.
Yeah, and so that's what that goo did. You could use it for whatever you want, and you could program it to do whatever you want.
So the question is, a new movie that has been greenlit, that's going to take the new path.
No, that's going to back into the end of Alien of the first Alien film. So it's going to go.
Right. So this will be an Alien film.
Yeah, this will go. This will go
right,
into
and
the.
after that, he means.
And then, so if there's any interest in doing anything out, because all he's trying to do is enlarge the universe.
Yeah.
Which he has done with giving the engineers more of a. They're quite a peculiar race, and there's something else above them, which apparently are called the Alphas. And so I'm.
Wait a minute. Where did you get this from?
Just when we finish the show.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
I'll give you. Yeah, because I don't want it to go too long. But there's a lot of info and story and hints of things in the Blu-ray and on the. There's a bunch of comics that have come out over the past few years since Prometheus that have filled in some gaps.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, and so when it comes to this, I think he's right, and so someone else can go off and do it. I mean, what do you guys think of that? Would you rather Scott finish doing what he's doing and someone else handle Aliens?
Yeah, I think there's room for two different franchises in this universe. I mean, like, look, Fox are about franchises. Let Ridley Scott do his other science fiction opuses, no problem, and let Blomkamp do his thing, because there is actually a market of fans that want to see the continuation of Ellen Ripley and have that arc finished, kind of thing, in the way that they felt it needed to be celebrated, because the way it went. Yeah.
To be honest, the older I get, the more I appreciate Alien 3.
You know what? About a year ago, I would have been like, fuck you, Joe. But you know what? On this very podcast, you told me to give it another chance. In a lead up for Covenant, I watched those 3 films. I was like, okay, I'll give 3 a watch. And I was very kind of reluctant to do so, but I watched it anyway. And you know what? It isn't that bad. It actually isn't that bad. It's just a case of you just got to get over the fact that the characters you loved in that second movie just bought it on that thing and just accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
Is it a AAA movie? No, but it's not a shit movie. It's not a shit movie. It's good in a different kind of way, because they tried to do something different with the alien, which I liked, because because it took over I saw one.
Cow? Was it a
no,
dog?
It was a dog in the theatrical cut, but it was a bull in the
director's cut.
The studio cut. So, but I like the idea of how if it had taken over an animal that would have had different characteristics. That's something I think they should explore, definitely.
Well, they have explored it in Prometheus.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think it's something they should explore further in like if Blomkamp did his version, man, if they did a real bull alien and it looked like a bull and like fucking had bull characteristics and started charging at people, that scared the shit out of people. You know what I mean? Or have a bear one, or like they could do some messed up stuff with that stuff, man. But I mean, like, I tried to watch Resurrection again.
No, that's the only one I don't think I can watch.
Okay, I watched about 5 minutes of it and I switched off because
which number was that?
Number 4, the one with the clones and stuff. I switched off.
Oh,
do you know what my problem is with Resurrection? Okay, at least 3 had the atmosphere right tonally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3 had a completely different color palette to any of the aliens.
Yellow.
It was very washed out.
Yeah, it was very yellow. Yeah, you're right, and it's it's very much the kind of color palette Fincher had. It was a '90s kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely a very.
Fincher still has it to this day.
Yeah, he still has it to this day as well. It's kind of signature for him, but Resurrection, boy, wow, 5 minutes of that. Nope. Just nope.
But that's
tonally, it was all over the place, man.
No, but that's the thing. So if we're right that the next one he's doing is going to be an alien movie, then I think that he should go off and do, the Engineers movies and give alien movies a rest for a while.
Yeah.
No, not even give them a rest. Give them to someone else. But
I think it should be given some rest before give it to someone else.
But I don't think it needs a rest because we haven't seen enough of the alien really. I mean, we saw protomorphs.
Yeah, but we will see the alien in the next movie, aren't we?
No, not really.
Do we not?
No. I think we'll see what David. We'll come into the film seeing what David did with the people on the ship, and we won't actually see their demise.
Okay.
All
right, let's see what happens with there. But yeah, it can be given on to somebody else. But I think what will be good for him that if he has space for his own franchise for a bit, that is on the Engineers and Alphas of whatever you said before. I don't even know what they are. Let's hope that they are there. Anyway, that would help him what I call his franchise itself, not for the fact that he has to focus on anything else, just franchise itself and have a little space. Because we are having tons of now, franchise movies all over the place. It's very hard to keep them alive. No matter how good they are, they can do badly just because they don't have enough space within the calendar year to pop up.
Yeah, I guess that lies another problem that you try to fit in too many of these big films, and the because of ticket prices, people can't see everything, and so therefore they're going to make selections about what they want to see, and so that lies another problem. But with that, whatever he's developing for this alien film, I always wait with bated breath to see what he's doing, and then, we'll see. I'm going to end it there, guys. I was going to talk about a couple of other things, but it's probably not a good idea to do that. Thank you for coming, Sol.
Thank you.
It's been much appreciated. We got through a lot today. Where do you have any place that you are online, or that you do stuff that you want to plug?
Twitter on Cell_F1. I'm also on Instagram Cell_F1 as well.
Okay.
But that's more about me and my amateur photography, really.
Okay.
But other than that.
Okay, cool, man.
You can always catch me on Twitter.
Awesome. Sach.
You can find me on Sashman3 on Twitter, and check out my YouTube page on Sacha Allari on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. And you can find this podcast and anything related to that on ZedosGang.co.uk or on YouTube at Zedos Gang, on Stitcher and iTunes and SoundCloud, all with Zedos Gang. Very simple, very easy. Like and subscribe to YouTube if you can, and rate us on iTunes and on Stitcher if you could. That'd be great. And that's it, folks. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure in what capacity. I'm not sure how many people will be here, but we'll definitely be back next week with another show. Thank you for listening, listeners. This has been the Zedos Game Podcast, and we're out.